my partner Monse. We have several news.
Well, yes, today is a very special day because we're going to be speaking with Mr. Socrates. And yes, Mr. Socrates, can you hear us? Hi, Mr. Socrates. How are you?
That seems significant question, but how are you? What is to be? The question is too subjective to be answered. What is just am? What am I? How am I? Can you think?
Well, I know I feel good right now.
But how could you know that? I think we presume that knowledge, and to do away with the fact you don't know anything you would know. You chose. Who tells you what is good or what is bad?
I do know, I just know myself.
That is what you think. Trust me, that you know that you actually don't. I know I don't know, and that's what I know.
Fine, let's continue to another question. You have been accused for corrupting young minds. Do you agree?
I would not agree to the idea that what I am doing is corrupting the mind. I believe that the minds are there, and I just have knowledge to come up and think for themselves. But some consider it corruption, then I agree to it, and I will receive my punishment that we can do.
Okay, was it difficult for your family to live with a philosopher?
At first it was kind of easy to handle, but then my wife didn't accept it, and I suddenly found myself all the time in the street asking questions, and I actually enjoyed it.
Did you realize that there were a lot of people against you?
I think the people were not against me, but I think the idea of realizing that they were not as right as they thought. As I said before, my work was to pull the real knowledge out of their heads. People tend to fear what they do not know.
What is the basis of knowledge?
Good question. The basic of knowledge is to be curious, asking questions and trying to answer them, but being aware that you will never completely know everything. So never just think you know everything is when your knowledge is going to stop developing. That is the basis of Socrates' method.
Wow, that was a very interesting and open minded interview. For far the best I have ever had. Thank you a lot, Mr. Socrates. Thank you for the interview and for everything you have done for the humanity. This was a very interesting interview. I think I learned a lot of things, and I'm sure that our spectators will be very pleased. And well, Socrates is a very important figure, an iconic figure in the history of philosophers. And well, he mentioned something about Plato. What do you think?
Yes, I love his way of thinking. I am impressed by the dialectic method. I think I'm going to try to put it in my daily life.
Yes, it's very interesting. Well, talking about Plato, I think he mentioned
Yes.
he was his student, and actually he's very important as well. He was the one who distinguished the two worlds, the fantastic world, which is the world of the senses, and also the world of the ideas, which is the real world. That's very interesting. It's like taking into account Socrates' ideas, and he wrote them down. Now we can see it, we can read it, and we can know more or less what did Socrates actually think about the world and real world, fantastic world.
Yes, and I think it's back with the explanation of the cave. Do you know something about it?
Yeah, the cave, the allegory. It's something that well he wrote, and there were three men they were like slaves, and they were seeing like a wall, and they could see only shadows of the real world, which is outside. And one day, one of them could go out, and he could see the real world. And it says that at first it hurt So it's something like, okay, when you go to reality and you see the real world, it somehow hurts. Um, but then you get used to it and you want other people to get to know the reality or more more than just the cave. But it's really difficult to, convince a person to see from other perspectives and to take into account some other point of views or ideas. It's really difficult.
Yes. And well, he's very intelligent, and yes, he started an academy dedicated to academies, and he was thinking to put it in somewhere with a lot of white light, and so the students can be in contact with the nature, and he started to the conversation teaching method, which consisted in just putting the students to think. And well, it was very famous, that academy.
Yes, and it's really interesting because, I mean, he was really depressed after Socrates died. He was his friend, his mentor, and he started traveling all around the world. He traveled to Egypt, uh, so many other places. And one day he said, okay, a friend of him, he said, you know what, just put a school and teach young minds. It's what you want to do. He was actually an aristocratic.
Yes, that influenced a lot, so the families can trust Plato, because, as you know, Socrates didn't give that strong image, and Plato did. So yes, the academy was very famous and very popular back then.
Yeah, I know. So it was a very educative interview. And well, in other news, I think we heard something about the United States. Can we go?
Yes,